Happy Chansung Day, everyone! So today is Chansung's birthday, and I guess continuing the trend with a lot of my recent videos, because of how close all these birthdays are, today I'll be sharing my Chansung collection. And something unique about Chansung was that he actually debuted as an actor before he joined 2PM. So he was in the Unstoppable High Kick, a sitcom show that I think went from 2006 to sometime in 2007. And given all that you see, I guess, squeezed in this frame here, it's really interesting to see Chansung's growth as an artist, both in the music industry and also in acting. So I guess I'm just going to go through all of these things and kind of just reflect on Chansung's career as both an actor and a singer. And looking back at my entire 2PM collection that I filmed around this time last year, my Chansung collection has substantially grown since that video, which I'm really happy about. And so some of that growth is catching up with some of his earlier projects, but a lot of the growth actually were things that happened within this past year, which was very exciting. And so I'm going to start with his acting, because as I mentioned, he started off as an actor, but he didn't really get back into acting until a few years after debuting in 2PM. So a few years with 2PM, he went back into acting, mostly in a lot of minor roles on some dramas and a few movies. So I don't have his super early projects here, which collecting wise I still need to fill in a few gaps, such as the 7th Civil Servant OST. But about 5 years ago in 2014, he was in his first movie, and that is Red Carpet. So this is actually the Japanese Blu-ray. I don't have the Korean DVD yet. It's another thing on my list I need to get eventually. But his first movie debut with Red Carpet was pretty interesting. I've talked about this before when I did my Actor PM collection a few years ago, and this was sort of an interesting choice as his first movie, with his character being an intern for this small foreign production company. But it's a funny movie. It's fun. It's very R-rated, but it's fun. And he also was in The Five Equal Brothers, a movie shortly after that, and he also starred in his first Japanese film, The Forgotten Snow. So I have the making book for this. I have never actually watched this movie because it's really hard to find a physical copy of it, first of all, and I've not seen this online anywhere with English subs. I think I know what happens in the movie because of the spoilers in this making book, which I think I've showed before in like a haul video, but I don't really know what that movie's about. And so after all these minor roles in these movie appearances, as well as a few K-dramas, Chansung took a different route with acting and became part of a lot of musical roles. So a lot of these pamphlets here are all musical productions he was part of. So a few of these were in Japan, like The Interview and The Altar Boys, and some were Korean productions, like My Love, My Bride and Smoke. I guess one of the prized things in my Chansung collection is actually this Smoke OST. So it's a 2-disc OST with a lot of the songs that were in this musical production with Chansung. Let me flip through a picture with him. So you see him here. And this was a really delightful find for me. Because with a lot of these musicals and plays that are done in Korea or Japan, as an international fan, it's really difficult to go to those, first of all, and they don't usually have any official releases of the actual play or musical. So it was nice to actually hear some of what was in Smoke on this OST. And then more recently, he had a supporting role in the hit drama What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. I want to say that this is probably his most significant breakout role when it comes to acting, because the character he had was very quirky and very memorable for people. And also because this drama was very popular. I think his acting really resonated with a lot of people, and also gave him more opportunities for other acting things. So he's going to play the villain actually in a new drama sometime soon. I'm not sure when it's airing. I don't know if they've actually released the dates. I thought it was going to air at the end of last year, but I guess it's been pushed back. But it also has Soo-young from Girls' Generation and a few other popular actors. So I'm very excited for I Married an Anti-Fan drama. And I'm just really excited also to see Chansung play a villain in a substantial role. And hope that that's a really good role for him to go out on before he has to enlist. And hopefully it would also open up some more opportunities for him acting-wise once his enlistment finishes up. So that's enough of an overview when it comes to the actor Chansung. And now I'm going to get into the singer Chansung. And so this album here, Complex, was his debut solo album that he released in Japan last year, and I think it really blew a lot of us away. A lot of hottest were familiar with Chansung's both kind of sexy, sultry side when it comes to solo songs, as well as his very soft and beautiful ballads from full group releases that had some solo tracks on it. So even though a lot of us knew how talented he was as a songwriter, both with the solo songs he released prior to Complex, and also the songs he wrote for 2PM the group, I think a lot of us were still really surprised just how good this album was. I think this is definitely one of my favorite 2PM solo albums to date. And recently, his DVD just came out, and this is also one of my favorite 2PM solo concerts that they've all done so far. And I just thought it was really just ingenious how he designed the set list to kind of go back to his roots with acting and musicals, and just design and just fit all these songs to flow like you're watching a play. It was really, I think, well done. And also the segment where he does covers for all the 2PM members' solos was also just a lot of fun. I kind of wish that they included all of the covers he did, because he did different covers for each night he performed, but there are fan cams you could definitely find on Twitter or YouTube of him performing different members' solo songs that are not on this. But I'm just going to do a quick flip through because I haven't really shown you guys much of what this looks like, but there's just this little sneak peek at what some of these stages looked like. What was also really exciting about last year was not only did Chansung release his first solo album, but he also had 2 different fan meetings, one in Japan and also one in Korea. So for the Korean one, he had this little photo book release, which I'm really happy that they made one for him, since we didn't get an artist making book for his Japanese solo. But there's some really nice pictures of him in here, and it's nice to have just a Chansung photo book with more of a photo shoot concept rather than, as you see, most of my collection are just musical brochures, pamphlets, and not just a solo photo book of Chansung photos. Which leads me to this beautiful thing. So this is his Japanese fan club traveling alone photo book, and this thing is ginormous and just full of beautiful Chansung photos of him out in this winter landscape. And he was the first member to get one of these traveling alone photo books, so I hope he gets his second one sometime soon, because these are always just a nice treat to own. through this a little bit more quickly. If you haven't seen this whole thing, I do have an unboxing of it on my channel. So all those were the official things that are in my Chansung collection. As I mentioned, he doesn't have too many solo things like photo books, albums, or DVDs. But the ones that he does have are really nice quality, and I'm glad they exist. So I hope he'll have some more of these sort of solo items to come in the future. But in the meantime, there are a few gaps I mentioned that I need to fill in my collection, especially when it comes to some of his early acting things. But the last thing, I guess, when it comes to my Chansung collection, are his fan site photo books. So I have just these two fan site photo books. I have some smaller ones and some smaller DVDs as well. But I wanted to kind of just touch upon these two photo books because they are my favorite. Though I do need to get some more recent ones for him. And of these two, probably this Masquerade photo book is my absolute favorite. And it is old, it's from 2011, but the pictures and just sort of how they piece together all the photos in here is just really nice. And so just a couple of flip throughs since I don't like to usually flip through fan site things because I don't think you're really supposed to. That's what that looks like. And that is my entire Chansung collection. Hope you guys enjoyed this little overview of, I guess, Chansung's career is what this video, I guess, sort of became. And when it comes to his future projects, I did mention that he'll have a new drama very soon, that I Married an Anti-Fan, and he does play the villain, which is very exciting, and I think a role that he's been wanting to play for a while. And as much as effort Chansung's put into acting, as you see here, both in musicals, movies, and dramas, I really hope we get to see more of singer Chansung because Chansung just releases really good music, and it would be a shame if he doesn't have more opportunities to release more. And I'm really hoping that before he enlists, he'll kind of hop on the trend of what Junho and Nikun have done and have a Korean release. If it's a Korean version of Complex, I wouldn't complain at all, and because all of these songs are quality. And I'm curious also if he wrote them in Korean before Japanese, like Junho does. But I imagine he does, but they might have different writing methods. But that was it for this video. Let me know what some of your favorite things Chansung has done in these past few years, and what you would also like to see him do in the future. And I won't be doing another one of these small birthday collection videos for a while, thank goodness, because Woo Young's birthday isn't until the end of April, so I'm gonna have a bit of a break there. I'll try to do some more types of videos in the meantime, but that was everything. So bye for now.